The Saints trade Marshon Lattimore. So painstaking for me to see when the Saints posted thank you to him, when Marshon posted thank you to us, saying, I wish we could have got one. Seeing Marshon Lattimore in Commanders practice today already, mentoring a young corner, I think it was Emmanuel Forbes. It just doesn't feel right. But the Saints have accepted that they are not, oh Lord, that they are not a contender at the moment. That's why the head coach has been fired. That's why you just shipped out arguably your best defensive player next to Demario Davis. The Saints trade Marshon Lattimore and a 5th-round pick to the Washington Commanders for a 2025 3rd, 4th, and 6th pick. Those are all later-round picks, obviously, because Washington is doing so well, so they will probably fall down in the picks. Hopefully, this rebuild has officially begun. Again, Mickey Loomis still needs to go. There's no question about that. I think the real rebuild will come when Mickey Loomis is gone, as much as that sucks to say. But the Saints haven't done this in a while, trading a star midseason. We've picked up Eli Apple at the trade deadline. We picked up Quan Alexander at the trade deadline. We've picked up other players in free agency in the offseason, but the Saints have not been in the business of giving away their star players in the middle of the season. Yes, we let Caden Ellis go. Yes, we had let Trey Hendrickson go, Marcus Williams, CJ Gardner-Johnson. That was for cap reasons, though, after the year. Cutting them, teams were signing them to money, and that really sucked to see. Trey Hendrickson, Marcus Williams, all those guys go out. But the Saints are acknowledging now that they're not a contender. You fire your head coach midseason, which you haven't done, and now you trade away a 28-year-old corner, Marshon Lattimore, who has been amazing for the New Orleans Saints, arguably the greatest cornerback in Saints history, no question about it. They're accepting where they're at. So this is a good step in the right direction. You fire the head coach. You get rid of Marshon Lattimore. Not get rid of him. You trade Marshon Lattimore, and you're just getting picks. You're acknowledging it. I want to talk about Dennis Allen's comments on dealing Marshon Lattimore. When they restructured his contract in January, Mickey Loomis's comments, not Dennis Allen. When Marshon Lattimore was restructured in January, Mickey Loomis was asked, by the media, can you explain that? And he was like, it's just for cap reasons. He's like, it's for cap management. They were like, so there's no specific reason. He's like, yeah, there is a specific reason, but I'm not going to tell you that. He was like, it's for cap management. So we're like, okay, whatever, Mick, say what you want to say. And then his comments in April about anyone being tradable for the right price. But he just recently said that he wasn't in the business of, trading away half the roster and shipping out his stars. But this is what it is. And Mickey Loomis was very coy about this. He was not very honest about it when he was being asked. I want to go and find Underhill's tweet from DA about trading Marshon Lattimore. Let's see. Marshon has been a great, fantastic player for us. It was a great draft pick, defensive rookie of the year, blah, blah, blah. Drafted him in 2017. He's a great player. He still is one of the better corners in our league, and Washington is getting a good player for their playoff push here in their run. So I wish him nothing but the best. It was just, ultimately it came down to a trade deal that I thought was, good for us, good value for us, and that's why we did it. So let's talk about the value that we got from Marshon Lattimore. Did we get enough in return? I'm about 50-50. When you look at it, you send out, I don't think you were going to get a first from Marshon. The Saints were asking for a second. It's hard to ask a first, I think, for a guy who's been injury prone for the last couple of years. Hasn't played a full season since, I think, 2018, if I'm not mistaken. One of the better corners in the league, but he has missed, good stretches of time over the years. Marshon's been good the last couple of years. I don't think he's been great. He was great the first few years with the Saints. And I'm not knocking him again. I love what Marshon brought to the table. I love seeing number 23 in the black and gold and pestering Mike Evans and pissing off some of the best receivers in the league. So you take Marshon in a 5th to get back a 3, 4, and 6. So basically you could say you got Marshon for a 3rd and you traded a 5 for a 4 and a 6. So if anything, it kind of feels like a wash. Of course, I wish we could have got more. I wish we could have got, a 2, a 3, and a 4. Possibly we might have had to give up a 3 and a 4. And with the way Washington's doing, they are, bumping down in what's it called? They're going to bump us down into the bottom round. So we're really getting a low 3, high 4, a low 4, high 5, and a low 6, I guess, high 7, however you want to look at it. So that sucks, right? But you got 3 picks. for him. You could say 2. But again, you restructured him in January to make it tradable, and now you move him at the deadline. And we knew Marshon was going. It hurt. It sucked to see. But the Saints have to get younger, and they have to get less expensive. And again, with these 2 moves, you fire Dennis Allen Monday, you trade Marshon Lattimore Tuesday. I'd love to see breaking news on Wednesday that Derek Carr's benched for the rest of the year, or Thursday. Did we get enough in return? So, barely, but it's bigger than the picture. First of all, you got picks, thankfully. Second of all, I know I've said it a lot, but I'm shocked by the firing of Dennis Allen. You have finally acknowledged it. Everybody around you knew but you guys, and you finally acknowledged it. So that's the bigger message, the bigger reason of optimism for me is the fact that you did go out and you did go out and accept that you're not a contender anymore. You do what bad teams do when they're trying to rebuild. You trade away your star players, let them go possibly get a ring, and you let go of your bad coach. So the acknowledgement of the hopeful rebuild starting, again, Mickey Loomis is still next, I think is the bigger takeaway here. You got to look more forward to the future and what this means down the line outside of the picks than just the compensation for itself.